So I can confirm that the Department of Defense was tracking a high-altitude object over Alaska airspace in the last 24 hours. The object was flying at an altitude of 40,000 feet and posed a reasonable threat to the safety of civilian flight. Out of an abundance of caution and at the recommendation of the Pentagon, President Biden ordered the military to down the object, and they did, and it came inside our territorial waters. Now, those waters right now are frozen, but inside territorial airspace and over territorial waters. Fighter aircraft assigned to U.S. Northern Command took down the object within the last hour. Okay.
Can I just follow up, John, and thank you for that. That's really helpful. Can you give more details on the support that U.S. is...
So it looks like we got some breaking news. Another unidentified object has been shot down after flying over Alaska's airspace. So obviously this is coming on the tail end of this whole saga with the Chinese balloon that was in the air. You guys just saw John Kirby here, Coordinator for Strategic Communication at the National Security Council, breaking it down. It seems to be the case that the details on this are very scant, apparently. But what I'm thinking is they probably know more information, I'm imagining. But it does appear that they're just kind of... I think they're trying to kind of temper the relations going on with China. I mean, we're assuming, I guess you could speculate, it's all speculation. I don't know if it's Chinese, but who else's would it be? I don't know, John's or something. Whose would it be? But it says U.S. shoots down another high-altitude object over Alaska. The U.S. military on Friday took down an object flying over Alaskan airspace days after shooting down a Chinese spy balloon along the South Carolina coast, the White House confirmed. So the things that we do know is that it was a high-altitude object. It was over Alaska at 40,000 feet, and it posed, quote, a reasonable threat to the safety of civilian flight. It was actually done at President Biden's direction, and it landed in U.S. waters. It says that the government is still grabbing information about it. They don't know if it was privately or commercially owned. They're not saying if it was a balloon or another device. The other thing that they're saying is it was the size of a car, whereas the Chinese balloon that they shot down was actually the size of 3 buses, so much, much larger. So what we can see here going on is there's a couple of things going on. This is obviously a political issue that's going on. It's all about politics, right? So from the lens of kind of political analysis, what the fudge is going on here. So I think he's trying to shoot this down now before like the news kind of comes out to try to make him look stronger. Again, remember in yesterday's video, we talked about how there's a lot of people who have this dumb kind of view of the symbolism of strength or weakness, this dumb, very dumb view in my personal opinion, that, oh, if the balloon is over and you don't shoot it down, it makes you look weak. And that's some kind of like normative value of some kind. None of that stuff matters. All that is just for show, and it's for morons, right? So I think that's part of the reason why they're doing this. They're also being scant with the details, I think, because the Chinese-U.S. relations are getting really, really tense. Again, I don't know if it's Chinese owned or not. I don't know who else's it would be. We're talking about off of the heels of that. I mean, who else's would it be? But, I don't know. But, the situation is just getting so tense between U.S. and China is really trying to make Biden look like a bitch right now, because Biden has really butt-fucked Xi Jinping in China right now, because unlike Trump's dumbass tariffs that he did, like his dumb trade wars that didn't actually help the U.S., Biden has actually really hit him where it hurts with the CHIPS Act and the Strategic Initiatives Act and all that stuff. By bringing back really core infrastructure jobs over here, making them, sort of less in the need, us less in the need of them. But China needs us more than we need them. China is an export economy. What are you going to do as an export economy if you have no one to import your exports? You're fucked. That's why they have been so, compliant with Iranian sanctions, for example. That's why they're so dependent upon the European Union, because they need trading partners. But they're trying to make Biden look like a bitch because Biden has really butt-fucked them. So they're trying to make him look weak to the American people because they know that a lot of American people are susceptible to this kind of dumb narrative. But this kind of stuff gets more intricate. So I think they're trying to also temper things by saying, oh, we don't know whose it is. We don't know any information. They basically have no information except it's over Alaskan airspace or, in the seas or whatever, 40,000 feet. It was the size of a car as opposed to the balloon, which is the size of 3 buses. That's all we know. And there seem to be purposefully like this. How much do they know? I would basically guarantee that they know more than what they're telling us. I mean, come on, these are government officials. They know what they're doing. It's all political. So, breaking news. Another one getting downed, and it's kind of scary for U.S.-China relations.